Hey YouTube, BR10Wolf55. Kind of on a roll doing operating system reviews. So this next one I'm taking on is Elementary OS. It's another Ubuntu derivative like Linux Mint, only where Linux Mint takes Ubuntu and puts their own shell on top of it, like Mate or Mate or Cinnamon. What the folks at Elementary have done, they've taken it and they've built their own fork of the GNOME shell. And I'd have to Wikipedia. I forget what they call this particular desktop environment. So, a couple of things about setup. It uses the same installer that Ubuntu and Linux Mint use, so it's a pretty straightforward installation. Interesting thing though, the live CD, and I installed this. This is on my desktop computer. This is not a virtual machine. And one thing I do like about this particular distro is the ISO for the live CD is under 700 megabytes. So that means you can put it on. That means you can spin it on. You can burn it onto a CD. You don't have to burn it onto a DVD. Now there's some cost benefit in that. You're not getting a whole lot of software. They're not throwing everything. They're not throwing the kitchen sink into this one. You get a basic. You get the operating system, a few utilities, an email program, their own browser. It's called Midori. Their own email client, and that's about it. If you want, say, LibreOffice, then you got to go to the repositories and get it. It shares repositories with Ubuntu, so if you want LibreOffice, then it's a simple download. Another thing that was kind of weird, when I ran this off the live CD, I've got a dual monitor configuration here with a NVIDIA 8400 video card. My left-hand monitor is running off of the off of a DVI output. The right-hand monitor runs off of a VGA output. The live CD handled both my monitors, no problems. After I installed the operating system, though, it's not seeing my other monitor, and that's even after I installed the proprietary NVIDIA driver. So I don't know quite what's going on there. Right off the bat, I'm giving this one a thumbs down as far as hardware support. I mean, Ubuntu didn't have any problems with my dual monitors. Fedora didn't have any problem with my dual monitors. Linux Mint doesn't have any problems with my dual monitors. This one's the first one I've run across that seems to have a hang-up with the dual monitors, so I don't know what's going on there. Other than that, though, fairly attractive looking desktop. You know, a nice rocky beach scene. That's default desktop background. One thing I guess because of its close associations with GNOME Shell, I have yet to figure out a way to put a launcher or a shortcut on the desktop. Now, I'm old school. You've got all this space on the desktop. Now, I know a lot of people are minimalists. They like a clean desktop. They don't want to see any icons, but it's nice, you know, to have if I want a shortcut to my file system up here, then I'd like to be able to put a shortcut to my file system up here. I'll open the web browser. Now, I'm not showing you this to show you the web browser. I'm not here to review the web browser. You see that? Just popped up, wired network disconnected. I'm connected to my home wireless network. I don't have a I don't want to run Cat5 all over my apartment, so I use a wireless card on the desktop. And every once in a while that keeps popping up telling me, hey, you're not connected to the wireless to the wired network. I know that. Leave it alone. It annoys me. Something about the window about the Windows that I find strange. Now, most operating systems will put the window controls in one of the top corners of the window. They'll either put it over here on the right, or they'll put them over here on the left. Mac OS 10, they're all over here on the left. Windows are all over here on the right. Linux distros are all over the place. Ubuntu puts them on, for the longest time is in their Unity interfaces, put them over on the left-hand side. KDE puts them over on the right-hand side. I guess the developers for Elementary OS couldn't make up their mind which was better, so they split the difference. They put the minimize, maximize icon over on the right hand side, and they put the close over on the left. Actually, I mean, that's resize. I don't know how I would minimize that. Oh, you right click and then you hit minimize, and then that presumably, you can barely see it, but there's this little green indicator that indicates that that's an open window down there on the dock. Okay, I'm really tempted to get kind of snarky here. There's nothing inherently wrong with this. It all comes down to a matter of preferences. If you like docks, then you've got a dock and you can add icons to the dock. I took the record my desk. I went to applications and I dragged record my desk down here at the dock so I could get to it quickly. I could do the same thing with the NVIDIA server settings. So that's there. So, that seems to be fairly configurable. But, it just seems to me like some guys were sitting, the developers, when they thought this up, were sitting around, and they're thinking, man, it'd be really cool if we could roll out a distro that looked a whole lot like OS 10. Yeah, man, let's do it. And it's you can take any desktop and make it look like OS 10, make it look like Windows 7, Windows 8 if you want to. There's all kinds of add-ons for doing that, but it seems like that's some Ubuntu guys sat around and said, hey, let's make our Ubuntu look like OS 10 and roll our own distro, and we'll call it Elementary OS. And it seems to me like that's what they got here. Okay, that was maybe a little too snarky. Actually, I will give it kudos that it doesn't take 3 or 4 clicks to get to your applications like Ubuntu does. So I'll give you that. 1 click and you can see what all you have installed. They've got a link to their Software Center, which I think is just a respun of Ubuntu Software Center. Bringing that up now. And software installation is fairly simple. You click, tell it to install, and it installs. So no issues there. If you're the kind of person who likes docks, if you like the visuals, the way the windows come in and out, and minimize the visual effects, if you like that built in, if you're only running one monitor, then this might not be a bad operating system choice for you. I don't see it becoming my default operating system anytime soon, I can tell you that. But again, call me a fanboy if you want to, but Linux Mint and Cinnamon have me kind of spoiled. So that's kind of the standard. That's the standard I hold a Linux operating system to. So that's my take on it. Give me some feedback. I know they took the functionality out, you know, where you could in the comment section on YouTube. Once upon a time, you could click hit video. You could upload a video response, and I really liked that. I enjoyed the video responses. But you can still, if you want to respond, go ahead and you know, leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs downs don't really bother me. Or go ahead and post your own video as a response to this, and just link to this video in the description of your video response. That's one way to do it. So, well, tell me what you think. Am I full of it? This is BR Tidwell 55. Thanks for watching.